Hi everyone, this is Teresa with Owl's Nest Quilters and welcome to FYI. Today I'm going to give you some information on marking pens. We're going to start with the Sewline Styla Blue marking pen. This pen is very special in that the ink is water soluble. What that means is when the ink gets wet, it disappears. So when you use this pen, there are a couple of things you want to be very clear about. Number one, that there are no chemically treated parts of the fabric. The chemicals are what will set this pen's ink. So contrary to popular belief, heat will not set the color. It's the chemicals. So when you use this pen, the reason I like this particular one is because the ink will stay there until you take it out. So when I mark with this pen, I know that my markings are going to be there when I'm ready to do my quilting or whatever type of stitching I'm going to be doing. So it's a very simple process to use this pen. What you want to do is make your mark. I'm just going to make a line. The line is very bright and blue, so it's very easy to see. Works a lot better on lighter fabrics. So as always with any type of a product like this, be sure you're testing your fabric before you use it for real. So one of the things I want to demonstrate to you is that heat does not bother this ink. So when you get this hot, and I have an iron here that's on really high, I'm going to touch part of this with the heat and show you factually that the ink will not set with heat. So I'm going to set this, I'm going to iron this side of the line with the iron. And again, this iron is very, very hot, so you know it's getting really warm. It's been suggested that putting heat to this ink is going to set the color. So normally what you would do is make your mark, do your quilting, and then you would take some sort of a spray bottle or a damp towel or something and dab the ink. The other thing that needs to be made very clear here is that when you go to rinse this ink out, the ink must flush through the fabric into something below. So like a mat, or I like to use just a terry cloth mat. So you're going to slide this underneath. This gives you some sort of a cushion so that when the water flushes through here, the ink goes down into the towel instead of staying in your fabric. If the ink just kind of disperses through the fabric, when it dries, that color is going to come back and it'll look like a watermark. So when I'm spraying this side of the stitch, you'll notice the blue begin to fade. So now that ink is flushing down through the fabric into this mat below. This is the side that I heat set with the iron. And when I spritz this, you're going to notice that even though I heated it up intensely, and I can assure you this towel is hot, you can see as it gets wet, the blue also disappears. So don't worry about the heat. What you do want to worry about is if you do not flush this ink out of your fabric and you put this in the washer, if you're going to hand wash it or machine wash it, whatever you're going to do to the project, if the ink is still in there, it's the chemicals that set the ink color, not the heat. So be very cautious when you clear out this color, when you wash this color out. Make sure you're doing it with a tepid water, clear plain water, no chemicals of any kind, because it is the chemical that will bring that color back and it's set for life. So be sure you're flushing it nice and cleanly out. It does need to be, you do want to again test this on your fabrics, whatever types of fabrics you're using. Be sure that it's not going to be affected by a coating or a sizing in the fabric of that type. Again, once the chemical, and it can be a gentle soap, any kind of a cleaner, if that attaches to the ink sets in the fabric for good. So if you have questions about these markers or any other type of marking tool, please feel free to give us a call or come down and see us at Owl's Nest Quilters, and we'll be very happy to help you out. Thank you.
Owl's Nest Quilters, because you love to create. Yeah.